Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. What if I told you that the US military is testing AI drones right now and it's going to change modern warfare forever? I'm talking not about Lockheed Martin or Raytheon. This tech is coming from an under $10 a share stock called RCAT Holdings. We've covered on the channel recently, and here's why this matters. They have their Teal 2 drone, which is the first FAA approved system for nighttime operations, critical for search and rescue missions. They just partnered with Anduril Industries, which is a defense tech unicorn powered or backed by Palantir's co-founder, and the Pentagon budget just surged to $12 billion this year in RCAT's tech being tested in Ukraine. So I'm very excited about this. Now, here's the catch, guys. Timing is everything with these microcaps like RCAT. And if you jump in too late, then you'll probably miss the surge. That's why inside of StockMate, I'm doing two things for members this week. I'm going to share my exact RCAT entry price ahead of the Q2 contract announcements in our market open session in our live session, and also some hidden defense stocks, three ones that are targeting AI sectors of the industry. So we got some slots open for StockMe this month, and I'm keeping the price low while we're refining some of our live trading tools. And if you want to join us tomorrow at Market Open, that's where I'll show my full RCAT strategy, and tap that second link down below. But either way, keep an eye on the sector, guys. The drone race isn't slowing down. We've seen a lot of developments. We're looking here, portfolios up about 0.86% so far today. You can see this development happening with RCAT, where a lot of people are asking themselves, is this going to just pump and sell off? It started to, and then we saw it recover, and now it looks like it might be starting to continue the trend upwards. It's a little hard to map it out. If we go from this high right here, then you can kind of see the trend develop. It's this new breakout trend that's beginning, and as RCAT's starting to gain momentum, this is not the prettiest markup that I've done, but I can say that we have some clear levels right here. Got a previous consolidation, previous resistance, really where it's at right now. So you could kind of mark that up here. Previous resistance, previous resistance, previous resistance there, and a little bit of a support there as well. You can see some consolidation, a little consolidation here, and then you got the previous resistance as well, and it's really getting rejected at this price point, or using this price point as a support, as we've seen. So right now you can see a few times it's just struggled to push up above this $9.70 range. If we see it push up above this, which it's really knocking on the door, you can see it is growing. When you look for what you look for indication of whether or not it's a buy is if it's pushing up above some key indicators like this moving average. This green line, the moving average, oftentimes acts as a support in bullish markets or a resistance in bearish markets. And so if we just kind of bring this green line into a clear look, you can start to see that it is breaking up above that moving average. That's the 200-day moving average, and knocking on the door of this previous level. If we see it get up above here, $10, this could be pretty promising as a stock that could continue into this zone of $11 or even higher highs back above $15. Now, why is it trending? Let's take a look at RCAT. We usually look at three things when we're breaking down a stock. The first thing we look at is the market. The drone market is growing exponentially. You see it across all warfare, absolutely, but you also see it in commercial sectors. You see it in consumer goods like Amazon, for example, delivering packages with drones. But we're going to see it play a key role in military operations. And so as drones are getting used in Ukraine, they're getting used in different settings across. I actually have a friend that rang me, I talked to a few weeks ago, that is in the military and was telling me that these drones are getting pretty advanced and that they're using a lot of them. You can see the company's got a handful of contracts related to drones. And if we look at their actual news on their site, we're going directly to the source here. you can see some of what they do. They got some partnerships where they're using some of the same tech that's used in Palantir, so they use some of that software. You can also see that they got some news coming out here, which is quite interesting. So they just secured just a little bit over 500,000 in new orders for Edge 130 drones from US government agencies. That was just a few days ago here in January. Earlier in January, RCAT secures FAA authorization to fly drones without remote ID or aeronautical research. So this is interesting. This means if you look here, this authorization highlights RCAT's commitment as industry leader to work closely with the FAA on drone requirements and operations in the national airspace system. We're proud to be among the first companies in the United States authorized to conduct research operations without broadcasting remote ID. This will help accelerate the testing and development of safe and effective drone solutions. Simply put, guys, where are drones going to be used? They're going to be used in warfare. They're going to be used for AI. They're going to be used in a lot of different industries that are related to robotics. And so you can see the Teal drones here. FlightWave Aerospace awarded the U.S. Army Short Range Reconnaissance Program of Record contract. There's a few other contracts you could find on their sites. So when it comes to RCAT, the news is looking pretty good. We saw a lot of great articles related to their partnerships with the military. You got U.S. Army there in a few instances. We also could see they scored $1 million contract, FlightWave Edge 130 Blue. They also are ships Teal 2 drones to Florida Army National Guard to assist with Hurricane Milton disaster. That was back in October. They're working with all different sorts of military, and not just military, but it seems, well, I guess, yeah, National Guard's military, but they're also in the natural disaster space, not just in warfare, which is good to see. Now, when we get over to some of the outlook on RCAT outside of the chart, so we got to look at the technicals, got to look at some of the news, which looks fairly good. There's one thing I'm concerned about, and that's that a lot of you guys probably see this. There's a lot of hype articles, so you got to be careful. One of the number one things that will lead to you losing money in the stock market is simply listening to other people that don't really know what's going on, or they don't have a proven method of trading or investing in this market, and it could lead to you losing out on your positions, whether it's hundreds or thousands of dollars. And so I want to show you guys a quick way to analyze this stock in a way that will be faster than most of you guys ever thought possible. That's a pretty big promise. And this is how we do it. We go through the chart. We look at this, which we'll finish up in a second. There's one more level here, this support level. And then there's also going to be the analysis. So we go into the market, it's growing. The analysis is the technicals. The analysis is the financials and the news. The news looks good. The technicals we're going to finish up in a second. The financials are a little bit worrying. You see, even though they're not really too bad and you'd like to see them in the green, the year over year down is something you got to look at. We'd expect that this quarter they got to turn things around. When they're reporting red numbers here and you see a net loss here, net income of negative 13 million. Sure, we see a few $1 million contracts here and there with some military, but we're not seeing something that's enough to push their net income up above zero. And that's what you want to see. I know they're a smaller company. They're founded in 1984, but they're a smaller company, just about 100 employees. And so even that's being said, they gotta pick up the revenue. We're looking forward to seeing what new contracts they have in this next quarter. Let's see what they come out with. It's going to be interesting to see. But on top of that, so there's the financials. Let's wrap it up with the technicals. The technicals look like a little bit overextended. If they're going to continue to consolidate here, then we're most likely going to see a sell-off. Could happen at market open tomorrow. Maybe it happens Friday, but it's pointing to see it looks a little overbought on the near term, and there will be a lot of volatility on the near term in this stock. Long term, they're going to have to fix the financials to get things into a good place. Near term, if they pull back a little bit, maybe consolidate. I don't know that they'll consolidate all the way down to this previous support, but what would be really good for them at this moment, if they're going to continue some of this momentum, is to break up above this level, find it as a support so that we can continue to see the momentum in the stock. Otherwise, if they consolidate here for too long, we could see a sell-off down to previous levels, maybe get back to that $3 to $5 range, and that's not what you want to see in a stock if you're in it for the long term. But we'll be playing some of the short-term plays. I'm not investing in this for the long term right now, just because of the financials, but I'll most likely be trading it on a day-to-day basis. And I have some plans that I'll be outlining in our market open session tomorrow, as well as how we would potentially enter it at a market open. If you want to be there, it's that second link down below. Otherwise, we'll be covering it on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.